Hey guys, how you doing? All right. All right, here we go. How you doing, guys? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It's 2 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully everybody's having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget, smash those like buttons and subscribe to our channel if you are new here to the Raymond Report. And hopefully we can have a good day of providing you great information and maybe another winner like that Boston Celtics game last night. That was a nice play there last night. And before I get going, let me do a screen share so I don't forget. That's one of my biggest things I always forget here is do a screen share. All right. Let me see. How's this? Turn that down a bit. All right. Hello, Underdog Sniper. Chad's in the house. Tasha. How you doing, Tasha? G&G. Hi, Andreas. Andreas, I believe, is from Germany, right? We're worldwide here at the Rain Report. All right, I'm just going to do a quick share here on our Twitter feed. So anybody who sees that, they'll be able to pop in. Hey, like Seinfeld, a big pop-in guy, like Kramer. Hey, Kramer was a big pop-in guy. I'm just going to do this on our Facebook. Just bear with me here, guys. This way people can see it and they can probably join us today. All right. Yesterday was a bust. No luck retry. Well, really, what happened? Hockey. Yeah, hockey was really bad too. I didn't have a great hockey day. Some of the people on hockeypicks.com had a pretty good day. But, you know, if you've been following the channel here the last couple of weeks, I always said, right, now with a shortened season, normally when you get close to the 20-game mark, you got the pretenders and contenders, and now we're starting to see the pretenders and contenders and the middle of the pack, like Dallas right now. Dallas is reeling. You know, Dallas to me is a team that we're going to have to watch down the stretch. You know, I can't believe one guy like Raduloff is making that much of a difference. And looking at the St. Louis Blues, you know, there's a lot of teams that are just on the bubble right now of being a pretender contender. In fact, I'll get to that in the hockey edition today. When we get to the hockey point of view. So let's, if you are new to the Raymond Report, my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a professional handicapper. I've been in the industry now since 1996. I've been doing this since 1996. In fact, if you're I guess you can consider me an OG now, old guy. Hey, I know OG, the football players tell me it's original gangster, but I'm an original guy. Back in the day when I first started, I could tell you there was about 3 websites that did sports betting. One of them was, remember Bettor's World, Brian Georgia. There was The Prescription. There was Vegas Insider. Russ Culver started Vegas Insider. What else other site was there? Phoenix Sports, which was where my site is. Covers was around too. So, yeah, we've been a couple of guys still some of the names that are guys are still around. But when I first got going, my original site was hockeypicks.com, phoenixsports.com. And if you go to ATSstats.com, and if you want to learn more about the Rain Report, I put up a tutorial today. So if you go to odds, go to tutorials, and yeah, so this, I turned 50. Wow. So this year I turned 50. Well, welcome to the club there, Chad. We've been waiting. 50 is not that bad. No, trust me. I'm only 52. Okay. 52, but I feel like I can still skate and I can still play football. I can still chuck the football around. I'll tell you that with my my quarterbacks. I got a quarterback school. All right. Yeah. So if you go to atsstats.com, go to the odds, go to the rain report tutorials, and then you'll see right here, I got a tutorial on a video on almost all the features here at the website. So this way, instead of me sitting here and explaining the rain report and taking up all your time, these videos will do more justice than me sitting here and telling you what it's all about. And, hey, we're all locked in. We're all, cabin fevered up, and especially if you're in the below the 49 parallel, just above, I'd say New York State, Minnesota, all the upper New York, they're still in winter mode. This is a good way to kill maybe a Saturday afternoon, watch some of these tutorials, and check out my book. Again, anybody who's interested in receiving a copy of my book, Ron Raymond's 50 Great Sports Betting Secrets, plus 30 bonus tips, give me an email and I'll send you a free copy of my book. Just go to contact us right here on the front page. Just hit the contact us. You'll see a little pop-up right there. Just put your info. Say, I saw your video and I'd like a copy of your book, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's 50 Sports Betting Secrets. It's not a New York bestseller yet, but we're working on that part, right? All right, let's see who we got here in the house. So we said Chad. We got Isaiah. How you doing, Isaiah? Pacers were to play. Yeah. I lost on Philly. Jets. Yeah, the Winnipeg Jets. Was it the Jets? Yeah, Winnipeg or Jets cash. Yeah, come on. It's against Ottawa. I can round up 10 guys and probably beat Ottawa. My beer league hockey team. Hey, what did one guy say? I was disgusted this week. Yeah, I was pretty disgusted. Hey, young dudes. Great call on the Celtics. Thanks, Spencer. Welcome aboard. Jared, any horse races? Yeah, you know what? I love horse racing. Anybody who knows me and who knows that, we've been in the industry a while, horse racing to me is my summer leisure activity. We go through the cycles of, right in fall, you got college football, you got NFL, and then you're right into NBA. And then some guys do college basketball. Then you got the hockey. And then once you get to about March, after March Madness, that's where, I pull out the old Al Bundy phase, right? And he sits on his couch and pops the old top button. And then that's where I just chill. I chill for a few months. Minus 27 in North Bay. Well, welcome to the club. We're close to that too there, G&G. And so when it comes to about the month of April, I just love to watch the track. I'll go to Woodbine a couple times a year in Toronto to go watch the races, go feed the ponies because, they got to eat too, But I love watching horse racing. I normally try to go to one racetrack a year outside of Woodbine. The last couple of years, I've been to Chicago. I've been to Florida, Gulfstream. Boston, they don't have a track anymore. Boston, that was the one track I want to go see. I forget the name of it, but let me see here. What other tracks? So I want to go to Saratoga, Del Mar eventually, but those are the, and if you're into horse racing, guys, I got a free tip sheet that I give out every day for free. Go to horses, go to free tip sheet right here. And today's tip sheet is Aqueduct Racetrack in New York, in Queens. So you just click on the tip sheet right here, go to horses, free tip sheet, and it'll tell you all the tips and picks you want today. I normally give you the exacta trifecta, and I'll give you my long shot in each race. I call it the Joker's Wild Selection, right? And you can get that for free just by visiting our website right here at atsstats.com. And if you ever want to see how the tip sheet is doing, just click on the tip sheet, and it'll give you a result on how it's doing. Gulfstream's been our best tip sheet. If you it takes a little while to load up, but let me see here. Here it is. Yeah, Gulfstream Park. If you've been playing with our tip sheet since last year, you're up $2,565 on a $2 bet. So Remington Park. That's in Texas, I believe. I'm trying to. Anybody know the name of that racetrack in Chicago? I wanted to look it up, but Arlington Park. That's it. That's the park I went to. Arlington Park, very nice track. Look, even the Even the concession stands look fancy in the Arlington Park. A lot of money in Chicago. That's one thing I noticed when I went to visit Chicago. Looks like there's a lot of money in Chicago, right? All right, let's get to the SBI. Everybody knows what we're all about. Before we do our handicapping, we take a look at the sports betting index, see what has come in the night before. Let me take a look at some of the information, the chats here. Great call on the Celtics. Okay, I read that. Been below 40 all week, but sunny. Any horse calls? Good afternoon. How you doing, Fred? I think Fred's a great gambling name, eh? No. I just think Fred, you go to a racetrack, you always want to meet a guy named Fred. I don't know. Fred just sounds like a guy you would trust. Edmonton pulled through to Edmonton, the Oilers. Yeah, Edmonton was a good call last night. I think the Habs are going through a little bit of a funk right now. They started red hot, and then now the goal, Carey's been decent. It's just, you got to get the tire going. You got to get Katiami. You got to get those guys going. The guys who don't like going in the corners. You can't let the sandpaper guys do it all the work, right? You got to get your fingernails dirty and get to work there. Those forwards. Love your input on Ryzen. I got a few ideas, but love to compare. Jared, what do you mean by that? Love your input on Ryzen. I got a few ideas, but love to compare. I don't know what you mean by Ryzen. The only Ryzen I know is Andre Ryzen, the Bad Moon Ryzen, right? When he was catching touchdowns. Bad Moon was Ryzen. Can you tell me your best NBA plays for today, Mr. R? I'll give it up at the end of the show like I normally do. I'll put in my Streakcatcher pick, and I'll put in that play. Winter Peg. Yeah, I got a good joke for Winnipeg. I got friends in Winnipeg, but the best joke I ever heard from Winnipeg was that the mosquito is the national bird. They say that mosquitoes in Winnipeg they're friggin' huge. I thought that was pretty funny. I love it. I see you heard of our freezer. Our freezer. Where's your freezer? North Bay. Hey, underdog sniper. I live in iron mining country. Iron mining country. Oh, where do you live? In West Virginia, Isaiah? But trees and pits, marsh. Arlington is closing. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Man, I wonder why. What's up, Ron? Another winning night. Let's keep rolling. You betcha I'm a pushing 85. 65 below death weather. You're free. Where are you from, Isaiah? Love to hear yours on Rising Star. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Thumbs up, guys. Yeah, don't be shy. Give us a thumbs up. Let's keep those, like they say, smash those thumbs. Your insights. Appreciate it, Jared. Winnipeg. Understand? Yeah, Winnipeg. I just told you about the national bird in Winnipeg. It's called a mosquito. All right, here we go. Pitter patter. Let's get at it right now. Let's take a look at the bullish NBA. You know what? NBA, the overs. Northern Minnesota, right? Okay. I missed those North Stars day. Dino Ciccarelli, eh? See, you threw me off there. You throw those Minnesota North Stars thing, and I get thrown right off. Let's take a look at the NBA sports betting index. And there's a couple of things I want to show you guys with the, we talk about in sports betting in the point spread. If a team wins, does he really cover the spread, right? So we're going to take a look at something like that in the last, say, 8 days. Check this out. I noticed that this afternoon. NBA favorites that win, let's see if they cover. So let's say on the 7-day average, let's go back to February 5th. A team that wins, so the 5 favorites of 4 underdogs, and here's the point spread, all right? So we'll just compare. So five straight up wins, but only 4 covered. 5 straight up wins, but only 4 covered. 3 straight up wins, 3 covered. 6 straight up wins, 2 covered. 6 and 5, 7 and 3. That's the only one I saw a big difference. Then 4 and 3. So bottom line, guys, if you can almost pick the winner of the straight up winner of a game, you're probably going to have a 65, 67, close to 70% chance of covering the spread, right? So that's not too bad. That's not too shabby. Let's take a look at the over-unders on the 7-day average. Look at this. So don't put too much stock on a 1-day average, right? Anything can flip on a dime. But on the 3-day average, you got my attention. On the 7-day average, you really got my attention. And on a 1-month average, if you're still bullish, now you got my money. Okay? It's 59.2% of the overs have come in. So, hey, that's pretty cool. 59.2% of the overs have come in on a 30-day average in the NBA, and we're in a neutral market on against the point spread, right? Now, if you're new to the Raymond Report, I look at the betting market just like the stock market, right? And the thing is, you got to be aware of what's coming in. My good friend Ross Benjamin, who says this all the time, you got to think like a bookmaker. Take your bettor's hat off, put on your bookmaker's hat, think how they're thinking. And what's the bookmaker's job? His job is, if you got 100 people in the room, he wants 50 people on that side of the room, and he wants the other 50 on that side, and then he'll take his 10% vigorous in the middle, right? So you got to think like that. And what's his market psychology? How is he getting into our heads, into the market? How does he get into our wallet, more likely? Because we don't want him in our wallet. We want to take their money away. It's sports, right? I know it sounds bad, but that's how it works. I just saw somebody, Rui from Portugal. Hey, Rui, ¿cómo está, amigo? Well, that's probably Spanish though, but you guys know my brother-in-law is Portuguese, so I got family in the Portuguese family, and I tell you, best people in the world, Portuguese. You ever go to a function, go to a Portuguese function, just make sure you don't eat 2 days straight, and because you'll be eating for friggin' a week. Portugal. Okay. Any games, Islanders, Rangers? Yeah. You know what? The Islanders and Rangers, is there any games Islanders and Rangers can lose lately? The Islanders, man, they're hot and cold, right? One day they're scoring 5 goals. The next day they're mailing it in. Lakers, hey, y'all. Next. All right. No Kemba today. That's too bad. He pulled through for us last night. So anyways, looking at that, guys, I just want to bring that to your attention on the 7-day average. We're still in an overs market. So I do like the over in some of the games here today. And let's take a look at the NHL. NHL, yes, we are. Yeah. Just if you ever have a wedding, make sure you invite me. Hey, Rui. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. And again, NHL 4-6. So look at this. Only 3 nights that the underdogs had the winning nights. Last night was one of them. But I don't expect this to be a reversal. It's just the trend that's going this year with COVID. But you never know. You just never know again. And, we're getting close to that 20-game mark, right? And I talked about this, the pretenders and contenders. And we'll see, right? Hey, who expected Vegas to lose 1-0 last night? And, Detroit, of all the teams, there was 3 underdogs I was looking at last night in NHL. And I penciled them all in. I had Anaheim. I had the LA Kings, and let me see, who's the other one I had? Yeah, there was 3 underdogs looking at yesterday, and some of them were good prices. Okay, Edmonton was one. Florida was the other one. We talked about it yesterday, but Tampa Bay just owned them in the last few games. If you had Anaheim, congrats, great call. And Calgary, Vancouver, I had Vancouver. So go figure. The underdogs I did like didn't come in, and the ones I thought about came in, but isn't that the way it always goes? Looking at the over-unders, look at the unders in hockey. Unders in hockey, 6-4 to the under. I'm telling you, the unders are just absolute. Look at this. If you're betting over in hockey, it's a dog's breakfast right now. Okay? You're getting taken out behind the woodshed, and you're just getting it to her. Look at this. 28.4% of the overs in hockey. 71.6 of the games in the last 7 days have come under the total in hockey. So not a good, if you're betting totals in hockey, I'm telling you, it's a tough way to make a living these days. All right, before I get to the first game on deck here, we got Minnesota taking on the Hornets. I also went to ATS Calculator, save you guys some time today. And what I'm going to do is, while I'm giving out the breakdowns of all the games, I'm going to tell you guys what the calculator likes, and then, knowledge is power, right? So the more information I give you guys, hopefully it helps somebody. I always say sports betting, the way you handicap, is like a painting. It's in the eye of the beholder, right? But not every painting is a Picasso. As much as I would love to paint a Picasso here every day for you guys, that's the way it rolls, right? I can't bet anything but the pies and play craps, but bet other sports. That's funny. Ponies. Oh, the ponies. Yeah. I know. I love ponies. Yeah, killed me. All right, let's get to the first game on hand here. Minnesota against the Charlotte Hornets. Now, looking at the computer pick here, guys, Well, let me see if the oh yeah, go figure, right? As soon as I start this, it's as if at 2 o'clock the system changes, right? So let me do a quick. Let me see here. Premium picks. All I did yesterday is run this one here. So let me see if this solves the problem. There we go. All right, I think I got a good fix for this. All right, right back at her. We're back on the horse. Hey, no pun intended. Hey, Jared, we're back on the horse here. All right, here we go. Charlotte, a 3-point favorite tonight. Now I'm going to bring up my the line because the line we normally use is the morning line. So throughout the day, man, have you ever seen so much line movement in 1 year in the last 6 months? I'm just going to bring this up. So this way, when I give the line, I give the latest line. So minus 3.5, I'm seeing at some places, and 228. So, okay, we're right there. We're in the ballpark. And looking at the forecast, this is a tight one here. Minnesota with an upset. 114 to 111, the over-under at 225. So if you do like the Minnesota Timberwolves here tonight, guys, the only thing with the T-Wolves, though, I think Cat is back, right? Karl-Anthony Towns should be back tonight. D'Angelo Russell's out. And looking at Charlotte, looks like they got everybody going here. Looking at the last 10 games between these two clubs, Minnesota 2-8 straight up, 5-4-1 against the number, 5-5 to the over. Charlotte is 5-5 straight up and against the number, 8-2 to the over. Looking at the value index on this game, we had the Charlotte Hornets at 0.36 and laying 3. So Charlotte is overvalued here. And again, if you are new to the Rain Report, guys, 3 things I want you to focus on if you believe in my theory, if you believe in my theory of handicapping: value, the percentage play, and performance cycles, right? We're going to see if there's any value into the line we're buying, and then we're going to see if the percentage play is in our favor or in the bookmaker's favor, or if that, the percentage play, I don't mind if it's in the neutral market. So this way, the only thing I don't want is the bookmaker to have a psychological edge over me over the line. That's the only thing, about percentage play. And then on the cycles, all the situational handicapping, look ahead factors, coming off, an upset, right? So the letdown factor, streaks, those are situational handicappings and cycles that you got to look for. And looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves, 7.91, and we're getting +3. So they're a bit undervalued here today. The chance of winning the game straight up does favor the Hornets at 53.8%, but the lower high of covering the spread, the percentage play, is going to the T-Wolves. The KOGO is at 33%. KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total. So if we're at 33 here of going over, that means we're at 67% of this chance going under the total. Now, Minnesota coming off a 3-game losing streak straight up, 2 ATS wins, and last 3 games for Mini has gone over the total. And let's take a look at some of these other stats here. So on the road, Minnesota 1-6 against another team that's below 500. And when Minnesota's on the road, traveling to Charlotte, they are 2-8 straight up, 5-5 against the number, 6-4 to the over. Both teams are on 1 day's rest. I don't see anything that really stands out. Charlotte 7-7 at home, 6-8 to the under. And looking at this game here, guys, I got an early lean on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm leaning towards the Wolves. I think Cat back is going to provide a spark that they desperately need. Desperately, they're 6-19, 12-12-1 against the number. Charlotte was a good covering team for, maybe 5 games ago. They went through a cycle where they were just really good of covering the spread. Now they're a home favorite, and as a home favorite this year, they are 2-3 straight up, averaging 109 points for and 108 against. I think I'm taking Minnesota here tonight, guys. I agree with Wolves. Charlotte has better 3-point shooters. I'll root for the Wolves tonight, but not betting them. Yeah, this is not a game I'm betting. This is, when I break these games down, I'm just trying to help you guys out and give you as much information. And maybe a disclaimer. I'll let you guys know. Okay. Here's another thing. Remember I said I was going to give you guys the ATS calculator. So the calculator is all over Charlotte here. 8.66 and 224.11. So it does like the under. And if I were to play a side here, I think the under is a good call here tonight. But it's probably one I'm going to pass here. All right, let's get to the other game. Oh, before I go, I just want to see if there's any other stats down here that sometimes there's some good league system stats that got. Oh, look at this. Road teams this year in the NBA coming off 3 overs, 14-5-0 to the over. So, man, something to chew on, right? 9-2. Home teams, actually, it's Charlotte. Charlotte, when they're playing an opponent with a 21 to 30% win percentage, 9-2 against the number. So, anyways, it's not scaring me off. I'm still gonna lean with Charlotte and the under. All right, let's get to the next game here on deck. We got a lot of games here today, guys. It's already 2:24. Can you believe that? Time flies when you're having fun, right? All right, New York Knicks taking on the Washington Wizards. Now, the New York Knicks are going into this one as a 3-point road favorite. Over-under at 218.5. And let me just double-check these numbers. You never know with these line fees, I tell you. 219 at some places. So, yeah, we're in the ballpark. And looking at the Knicks, 3-7. They've cooled off a bit. 3-7 straight up, 5-5 against the number, 2-8 to the under. And for the Wizards, they are 3-7 straight up, 3-7 against the numbers, 6-4 to the over. Now, looking at the value index for the let's go to New York Knicks. We'll take the favorite here, plus 1.39. So we have them still in dog value when, and this here, guys, the value index, or I call it the Vegas index. This is if I were to post the New York Knicks on the stock exchange today. This is what I would say their line is against anybody, a faceless opponent. I would put their value at plus 139. So when you take this line, compare it to the bookmaker's line, and that will tell you perception versus reality in that world, right? So the perception is, to me, they should be a 130, a 139 line, but the reality is they're -3. So I think they're overvalued. And as a road favorite this year, the New York Knicks only been a road favorite once, so they're not used to this role, right? They're not used to being a road favorite. And how can they the last couple of years, right? 3-7 straight up, 3-7 against the point spread for Washington, 6-4 against the number. The chance of winning the game tonight, guys, does favor the Knicks at 40%, but the chance of covering 65% in favor of Washington, 60% chance of this game going over the total. Looking at the streaks here, this is interesting. The New York Knicks last 5 games have gone under the total, and when the Knicks are on the road against a team below 500, 1-5 straight up, 2-4 against the number, 1-5 to the under. Guys, Beal is out. Let me take a quick look here at the Knicks. Yeah, Bradley Beal out. What's wrong with Bradley? Rest. Load management, right? Kawhi started something in Toronto with this load management stuff. But that's because they're playing a lot of games. The Raptors played their 5th game in 6-7 nights yesterday. That's why that's an angle you really got to look at here, guys. Teams like, the Raptors last night, they looked exhausted. They look absolutely exhausted. And that's one thing, I'm going to keep an eye out. Teams that are playing like 5 games inside a week, right? I'm taking the under in this game. Washington has yet to cover at home against a team below 500. I like the under tonight, even though Washington has played a lot over. Without Bradley Beal, you're taking the best player of their lineup. I don't think it's the same type of team. And look at the New York Knicks, 4-11 to the under. So, guys, give me the under tonight between New York and Washington. I think that's the call here. ATS Calculator has 7.23 for the Knicks and 219.36. So a hair. Actually, what's the total right now? The total is New York 219. Yeah. So hey, if you can get 219.5, take the under. Even if you have to buy it. My hockey player of the day. Hockey will be coming up right after this. Has to carry this franchise. Book's trying to trap. Bill was listed out yesterday. Book's baiting the trap. Yeah, maybe, this is why sometimes you got to wait till the last minute, right? But then if you wait till the last minute, then sometimes you're not getting the value you want, right? Sometimes if you do like a team, next thing say you saw them at -2.5, next thing you know, they're -5. Like Chicago Bulls was a great example. Was it this week? They opened up at 2 against one team. I think it was, who was it? The Bulls. Remember they opened up at 2 and then they went up right at the 5. Crap, I should remember that game. I lost it. And you always say you always remember the ones you lose. But I do remember that one. That game was 2.5 and it went up to 5, and that was Washington. I think it was Washington. Yeah, it was like a 105-104 final, right? Or a 105-101, I think. You going for the Knicks. You know what? It's still, even though Bradley Beal's out, Westbrook is still there. I like the under. I don't think we're going to force anything. New York's only been a road favorite once, so and they haven't done well in that road. They're 0-1, averaging 103, 106, averaging 103 points for and against in the last 5. So they're probably and let me see here for the Washington Wizards, 2-8 at home, 2-8 against the spread, but 8-2 to the over. But I think the under. What's the Kogo at? 60%. I still think the under is the play here, guys. All right, let's get to the next game. Let's go San Antonio against. Now, if you looked at my video this morning, I did a video of the NBA preview show. If you remember the game Atlanta at Dallas, you remember at the end of the game where Trae Young got like a pick and he ran into somebody and he fell down and he got upset. He was so pissed off and he came screaming at the ref. He was so heated. And then Luka Doncic comes over to him to say hi or like good game. And his facial expression, I was in tears. Like he went from snap to pop, crackle, pop, whatever that cereal is. Go if you can find it on YouTube. Go look at Trae Young's expression at the end of the game. And then when he saw Luka, it was as if nothing happened. He just totally forgot. He goes, "Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, good game." And then he just turned around and started giving it to the ref again. I thought it was one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. If you guys can go see that, go look at that. It's pretty funny. All right, Atlanta, 2-point favorite. Let's take a look at this one here. Minus 2.5 and 224 is the number. So 117 to 115 for the Spurs. The Spurs, man, I tell you, this is a funny team. They're 14-11. The Spurs, to me, they're an average team with great coaching. You know what I mean? Like they should be a losing team, but because of Popovich, they've got, I'm a coach. And when I always look at other good coaches and there's so much respect for Greg Popovich, right? He's such a great coach that's the only reason why they're 14-11 is because of Pops, right? Like this here should be an 11-14 type team. Now going into tonight, the Spurs are 6-4 straight up, 5-5 against the number. Now the value index, see, I have the Spurs at 0.57, so you round it up +1. And I have the Atlanta Hawks at minus 1.45. So you are getting value here on the Atlanta Hawks. Chance of winning does favor. It does favor Atlanta here at 55%. The chance of covering goes to Atlanta. However, let's take a look at some other the intangibles here. The situational handicap and the cycles. Last 4 games for the Spurs have gone under the total. The last 2 for Atlanta have gone over. They're on a 2 ATS win streak. And looking, so the PVI SOS, this is the strength of schedule against other teams, what their A, B, or C in the rain report. Nothing really to write home again. Now, Atlanta at home, they haven't, it's still hard to believe with all that talent. They're 11-13, right? But I bet you they have Pops as their coach. They're probably 13-11 or a little bit better. 6-7 straight up at home, 6-7 against the number, 5-8 to the under, 8-16 to the under. I'm leaning towards the under here tonight, guys, between these two teams. In fact, I've got all of my plays, all of my handicapping today. I probably got around 4 or 5 side plays. The rest are all totals. I think this is a good time to bet totals today. And I showed you guys on the SBI, right? We're still in the neutral market from a market psychology, and the market psychology just tells me that the line has been fair. Like the line is what the bookmakers line has been out. It's been a fair line, and it's not bearish or bullish, and we're not betting into a trap line. So I think from a totals point of view, I think the bookmakers done a good job the last 7 days putting out the total, and I still like the under tonight. Now look at this. I just saw this. Any NBA road team this year that is a picking the +3 road dog, 7-1 straight up, 7-1 against the point spread. So teams that are well rested and they're an underdog between 0 and +3, they've done really well against the point spread, the 7-1. Baseball is such a cash cow. You know what? I love baseball. Baseball is I do pretty good in baseball. So I can't wait to baseball. Pitchers and catchers reporting pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, let's take a look at some of the other stats here. Let's see if there's anything that might persuade me otherwise, which I doubt. Look at that. No, it's nothing really. All right, taking the under in this one. What do you guys like? Oh, the calculator. Calculator's on the other side. Calculator has the ATS calculator has Atlanta winning 1.85 to 18.44. And what would that here? 219. So yeah, I do like the under here tonight, guys. I think this one here, it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be one of those last minute things where you start doing the math between you ever do that in a game where there's like a minute and a half left and you're looking at the score and you start figuring, okay, when they start fouling, then you start counting up the points. You start doing the math. Okay. I think we all do that when it comes to the total. All right. I'm taking the under here tonight, guys. Let's take a New Orleans against the Dallas Mavericks. Let me see. Bogdanovich is out or inactive. Rondo. When is Rondo going to be back for Atlanta? All right. Dallas against New Orleans. No significant line changes here, so that's good. Looking at the total here, -3 for Dallas, 232.5. Looking at Dallas here, -3 is the line here on the Mavericks. The over-under at 232. ATS forecast, computer pick, gonna lean with the Mavs here, 111-109, over-under at 221.4. Now Dallas 4-6 straight up, 1-9 against the number. Wow. Yeah, Dallas has been a bettor's not enemy, not friend. And for the Pelicans, 6-4, 9-1 to the over. It's always amazing how these, they always, the law of average always tends to, like I always say, it doesn't come out in the wash, comes out in the rinse, right? Look at this, 7-3 to the over for the Mavs. Both teams combined, 16-14 to the over. So if the bookmaker sees that and we see that, what do we think we're going to do, right? The whole world is going to be on the over here tonight. I think you're going to see a lot of people looking at the over. The line has been I agree. I played all 5 yesterday and hit 4 or 5. Wow, good job, Logan. Right on. No, I agree. I think the line has been very fair. I don't think it's been a sucker line, on the total, just the total. Winning streaks. I always love these bandwagon. You must, Chad, are you a Dallas Maverick fan? So you're starting to cheer on the winning streaks now? Man, 1-9 against the point spread. That's pretty brutal. Vegas index. So we had plus 2.52 for Dallas, and we had them at -3, so they're overvalued. And we got the Pelicans at almost pick them here, and you're getting +3. New Orleans is getting good value here tonight. Let's take a look at their chance of winning straight up, 29%. And remember, we said at the beginning of the show, if you go look at the SBI, normally teams that win straight up have a 65 to 70% chance of covering the spread, right? Chance of covering, 81% chance for Dallas, and that's because they're just horrible against the point spread. 10-16, 1-9 in the last 10. And look at this. When the Dallas Mavericks are at home against a team below 500, and New Orleans is 11-13, 0-5 against the number. Give me the New Orleans Pelicans here tonight, guys. Dallas 2-10 at home this year. I don't know if I have the gonads enough to back up Dallas right here, but I do like New Orleans here tonight plus the money, or +3. Sorry. Calculator, ATS Calculator has New Orleans winning 3.59 to 2.23. So we do like, I think the over. I just don't like taking the over when everything's been coming over, unless it's Milwaukee. Unless you're betting Milwaukee over, I don't think anybody else. Because if the over is 16-4 in the last 10 games between these two clubs, if the bookmaker knows that, then I think we're in for trouble here. It's a pass for you, Isaiah. Bo done. Bo knows. There's my guy, Bo. Bo's been a fan of the site for a while, and I've been following his stuff too. So good to see you on the show, Bo. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Hey, like the commercial says, Bo knows. Any questions on this game here tonight, guys? Again, don't feel free if you got any comments, good or bad, post them up, and always smash those like buttons. And even if you don't like the show, give me a thumbs down. It's it's a free world, right? All right, the last 3 games for the Mavericks are 3 straight up win, 4 ATS losses for Dallas, and the last 5 games, as we said, went over. So both teams are streaking to the over. So my rules with streaks, right? It's tough to go against them. And the last 10 head-to-head meetings between the Mavericks and the Pelicans, 7-3 to the over. So a lot of games have gone over the total between these two clubs. All right, let's get to the Clippers and the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls been I've been betting them that, my 3 radar teams, right? Chicago, Memphis, and Charlotte. They've been pretty good. The Bulls, I had them the other night. Now they go into this one, a 7.5 point home dog, the over under at 227. I got the Clippers winning tonight, 115 to 108, the over under at 224. And looking at the Bulls here, 4-6 straight up and against the number. 60% of those games have gone under the total. And the LA Clippers, 6-4 straight up, 4-6 against the number. And fair market value tonight on the LA Clippers, I got them listed at 6.87. And the bookmakers got 7.5. So if you do like the Clippers here tonight, guys, fair market value. And for the Bulls, 0.67, great value here on Chicago. Here's the problem. Chicago Bulls against an alpha type team, so a team above 60% in the standings, they have yet to win and cover this season. So if you do like Chicago tonight, you've been warned. You've been warned, right? Chicago, the LA Clippers, 7-0 against teams below 500. So they always beat the beatables, even on the road. And in the last 10 trips to Chicago, 8-2 straight up, 6-3-1 against the number, 3-7 to the under, and maybe the under. The calculator has 222.85. And what's the total here? 227. I would love to take the Bulls here today. They've been really, what did Sammy Sosa used to say? Very, very, very good. The Bulls have been pretty good to me lately, but I think if I'm going to play this one tonight, I think the under is where you want to go here. Chicago, 2-8 straight up in their last 10, 6-3-1 against the number, though, in the last 10 head-to-head, but 4-6 to the under. I think the under here. Any Chicago guys in the crowd? What are you guys hearing tonight from the coach? Billy Donovan's a good coach. Billy D. Sevilla to win against Dortmund. Oh, Sevilla. We got some, was that Premier League, Sevilla? Or no, that's the Italian league? I'm mostly an international guy. I look for the Euros, the World Cup, or whenever Benfica's or whatever my brother-in-law's watching, that's what we'll watch. Bulls are better on the road. Yeah, I agree. Levine's been balling. Levine's been good. You know what? Levine has been good. Looking at Chicago, Kobe White. Remember, did you guys recall on the 2 nights ago I said Kobe White needs a big night? And him and Levine just shot the lights out. So maybe I got to send more positive energy to Kobe White to keep shooting those threes. Do you guys remember that? It's Championship League. Okay, that's right. Championships League. Levine been ball. Yeah, we said that. So looking at the lineup here tonight, Markkanen, man, this guy is killing me. If I was a GM, I'd be shopping him. Paul George. So Paul George is still out. If you're a pro and you're a porcelain guy, man, you're probably hurting a lot of GMs. All right, let's go to the next game. Let me see here. The ATS calculator, 7.44 for the Clippers, 222. So the under, right? All right, the next game on decks. Oh, yes, the team that cashed last night, the Boston Celtics. Boston was pretty good to us last night. It was a hot and cold game, right? They allowed the Raptors to get 4 points close, but then the Raptors, there was a stretch there. I believe it was the fourth quarter. Both these teams couldn't even make a bucket. It was like 3 minutes of just back and forth, just missing everything. Theis had a pretty good game. Detroit, 3-7 straight up in the last 10. Boston, 5-5. Now the bookmakers have got Boston an 8-point favorite tonight. Over under at 211.5. Forecast 110 to 103. The over under at 213. Looking at the calculator, we got Boston winning tonight, 6.97 and 221.58. The only question I got to ask here is which Detroit Pistons team is going to show up tonight, right? Pistons are just, man, one night they're hanging in there with the Lakers. The next night they're pooping the bed, right? No Walker. Yeah, Kemba Walker. It's too bad. Like, he looked fine last night. I don't know what happened. Let me see here. Kemba Walker. What happened to Kemba? Smart's still out. Rest. Oh, yeah. So, little load management time here for Kemba tonight. They must have another game on deck pretty soon. In fact, you know what? Boston had a long stretch in the West Coast, and then they come back and they play the Raptors. Let me see here. So this will be, we're at the 12th today. So 5, so 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th game in 7 days for the, you know what? And what about Detroit here? Is Detroit, they've been off a couple of days. They've been off. No, they played last night. That's right. So, both teams are playing. So both teams are playing 5 games in 7 days. Which team has the better talent, right? No Kemba. So that's a big ask. What about Detroit? How's Detroit looking there tonight? Okafor still out. Plumlee's out. So, man, you know what though? Boston laying 8 as a home favorite. 5-1 straight up, 117 and 104. Oh, they've done very well as a home favorite. And look at this, home favorites as a 6.5 to 9-point home favorite on 2 days rest, 0 days rest. 4-0, 2-2 against the point spread, 3-1 to the over. Maybe the over. The over is 7-3 in Detroit's last 10 visits to the Gardens. So maybe the over is worth a look here tonight, guys. What's the Kogu at? Kogu's at 40%. So that's not, no big deal. Let me see here. Home teams coming off 2 overs, 28-16 on the season, and 9-3 the last 3 years to the over. Yeah, give me the over tonight. And if I had to play the side, I think I'd lean with Detroit. I think I would lean with Detroit here tonight. I think Boston coming off that Western road trip last week. Eventually, the old biorhythms are going to kick in, and they're going to be a little bit. Plumlee was out last game too. Yep. Justin to his new role, honestly. All right. Did you guys see that quote where James Harden said he was tired of carrying the Houston Rockets? I don't know. To me, just once you get traded, you don't talk about your old team. Just it's the respect level, right? I think you just put in the back pocket. All right, let's take a look at this one here between the OKC and Denver. All right, this is one of my premium picks here tonight, guys, at the Rain Report. And looking at Denver, they're a 12-point home favorite. The over-under at 223.5. ATS forecast sees a 121-106 win for the Nuggets. 227.5 is the over-under, so it does like it to go over. Nuggets 6-4 straight up and against the number. 8-2 to the over. They played a lot of overs this year. 17-7 to the over so far this season. The Thunder 4-6 straight up. 7-2-1 against the number. That's something like last year. Remember last year they were a good covering team. 20% chance of covering tonight compared to 58 for the Nuggets. The last 3 games for OKC have gone over. Now look at this. OKC against B-type teams. So teams that are between 50 and 59.9%. 3-0 against the point spread. The computer pick has Denver winning by 10.37. And looking at the record right here for OKC on the road this year, 10-3. This just in, OKC, one of my premium picks of the night. Give me OKC Thunder plus 12.5. I need my sound bites, I need my AK-47 there. My somebody liked that sound bite yesterday, right? Yeah, I got to bring back the sound bites. Or I need like a program director to start doing the sound bites. Yeah, Bo knows. Plus 12. Bo knows. All right, let's go to the next game here on deck. Give me OKC. Before I go, let's take a look at the injuries. Oh, Shai Gilgeous still out, right? That sucks. Knee. Hopefully he comes in soon. But I still like OKC. All right, let's go to the next game on deck. The game of the night. The Milwaukee Bucks against the Utah Jazz. Now, this game here, this got my attention, this game. -2 point. Let's see where we're at now on the line. Utah -2.5 now, so it's climbing up a bit. 234 is the total. Now looking at the forecast. The forecast has a draw here. 112.8, 112.7. How tighter? You can't get any tighter than that. 7-3 straight up, 7-2-1 against the number, 9-1 to the overs, and on the season, 19-6 to the over for the Bucks. Utah Jazz 9-1 straight up, 9-1 against the number. 500 when it comes to the last 10 for the over-under. Now, here's where the difference 9.96 is my number here for the Bucks, 8.85 for the Milwaukee Utah Jazz. The Jazz on a 5-game win streak. Take away that loss in Denver. They'd be what now? They were on 11, so it'd be 16 and what? 2? 16 and 1, 16 and 2 in the last 18 games. Man, they're just crushing it, right? In fact, let's take a look here. Now 14 and 1 last 15. Utah's on a really good run, but I'm leaning towards Milwaukee in this one here tonight, guys. But I like the over better. I think the over is where you want to go tonight with this game. Milwaukee has not had a lot of luck in Utah. And this, you got to be careful. Look at this. Milwaukee's last 10 visit in Utah, 0-10 straight up, 2-8 against the number, 3-7 to the under. And in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, Utah is 7-3 at Milwaukee and at home against Utah, 6-4 to the over. I think the over is where you want to go here today. The Milwaukee Bucks on the road, 10-4 to the over. And so give me the over tonight, Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee gets the job done. I think Milwaukee's been in the zone now for a couple of weeks. Yeah, they just went overtime. They run out of gas late. But let me see. They're playing. See, everybody's playing a lot of basketball right now. Look at this. 4, 5, 6. So let me see. They're on 1 day's rest. 2 days rest. So the only difference tonight is that they're on 2 days rest. NBA home teams that are picking the -3 favorite, 7-4 against the number. Now, if you guys recall earlier this week, I'm going to bring your attention to something here. Be careful on this game against the point spread. Now, remember I told you guys that when the line is a pick 'em to -3, it doesn't favor the home team. In fact, I think I'm just going to bring it up now. It's going to take a few seconds here. So just give me a few minutes to bring this up. Anytime you deal with these computers here, it takes a little time. Let's take a look at the computer pick. The computer pick, the ATS Calculator has Milwaukee winning 2.41 to 227.4. So it does like it to go under, but I like the over here tonight. So look at this. Home favorites that are pick 'em to -3 on the season this year, guys. They are 36-42, 33-44. So remember I was telling you guys early on, the team that normally wins, they cover about 65, 70%. Well, look at that record right there. 30. So if Milwaukee, if wins tonight, there's a good chance they're going to cover because the home teams of a pick 'em to -3, 33, 44, and 1, only covering 42.3% of the games. And that's what you get here on the Raymond Report, guys. We can change on the fly, right? It's like a good old hockey line. All right, let's get back to that game. Where was it? Right here. I think Ron needs some water. I just went third person on you guys, like in Seinfeld. Jimmy likes his shoes, right? You guys remember that Seinfeld episode? I think guys our age, or people our age, guys or girls, we're always quoting the Seinfeld. Me and my buddies always quoting Seinfeld quotes, right? I think it's just part of a generation thing. Yeah, so I do like I like Milwaukee and the over tonight, guys. But be careful. Remember that stat I showed you guys? I think that's a dangerous stat if you do like Utah. Even though Utah's been a covering machine, right? 19-6 against the spread, 20-5 straight up. 10-2 at home, 10-2 against the number. Hey, you can't take anything away from the Jazz. They're playing lights out, but the big boys are coming to town tonight, right? We got the big boys coming. And so bring your big boy pants on because it's going to be a big boy game. And I just like to say big boy. All right, here we go. Memphis against the Lakers. Memphis Grizzlies taking on the LA Lakers. Now the Lakers going into this one, a 7-point home favorite. The over-under is set at 218.5. Forecast going to lean with the Lakers here, 111-106. Over-under at 217.51. Now the Lakers 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games, 5-5 against the number. The Grizzlies 6-4 straight up and against the number, 7-3 to the over. Value index, we had the Lakers at -7.84, and we have the Grizzlies at 0.48. So if you do like the Grizzlies tonight, you're getting great value. They haven't played a lot of A-type teams on the road. That's the only thing you got to watch out for. The last 3 games for the Grizzlies have gone over. Lakers are rolling now. They're on a 6-game win streak. Lakers are rolling. Lakers. So Caruso's out. Remember I always say LeBron James and Anthony Davis, always game time decision. I think that's just par for the course, right? John Morant's in. That's what you want to make sure. The Memphis Grizzlies, they play better on the road. 6-3 straight up, 6-3 against the number. I do like the Grizzlies here tonight, guys. Plus 10. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, not really concerned, but the total. Look at the total. The 10 times these two teams met, 10-0 to the under. So these teams have a tendency of playing a lot of low-scoring games. Look at the last 3 games. The last 3 games, one team has scored double digits. Now, will this happen tonight? Be careful. But the under at Memphis is where I go. Remember my rule of thumb. If you like the underdog, take the under. If you like the favorite, take the over. Another overtime. Great odds, at least. Another overtime. Yeah. Don't be no more overtimes in those West Coast games for these East Coast guys. We start getting to 10:30, 11. We start sawing logs, right? Because we're like Morty Seinfeld. We wake up early in the morning. Hey, another Seinfeld reference, right? Maybe we should get Jerry Seinfeld on the show one day. That'd be cool. What was his coffee thing? The Lakers don't cover. Come on, Bo. Bo doesn't know then. I thought you knew, Bo. All right. My favorite team in the league, Buddy Buckets and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings going to this one, an 8.5-point favorite. The over-under at 222.5. Forecast, going to lean with Sacramento, 114-107. Over-under at 222. And looking at the calculator here, calculator like the Lakers, forgot to give you guys that, 6.38, 2.22. And for this game, we only got the Kings winning by 4.59. The over-under at 223.14. So it does like Orlando. I had Golden State last night. They weren't so golden, right? Orlando decided they wanted to play basketball last night. It was a little disappointing. Now, looking at the Kings, 7-3 straight up, 8-2 against the number. Been a bettor's best friend. But Orlando, maybe the reversal's coming here, right? What goes up must come down. And let's think about this for a second. The perception versus the reality. Now, the perception is that Sacramento is going to keep winning and keep going, right? But the reality is things have got to turn at some point. Now, when are they going to turn for both these teams? The Kings broke their ATS streak. Was that the start of something? Was that the start of a losing streak, maybe of a point spread? Or, look at the Magic. Even though they're on a 3-game losing streak, they did cover the spread. And looking at tonight's game, when Orlando's on the road against a B-type team, so a team that's 50 to 59.9 in the standings, 1-5 straight up, but 4-2 against the number. And I do like Orlando and the over here tonight, though. And those are the two. I think I prefer the over better tonight. What's the Kogo at? 56%. I like that. What's the line? 222. Things are pointing towards the over. I do like the over in this one. And looking at some of the numbers, 15-9 to the over this season for the Kings. 7-5-1 to the over for Orlando on the road. Orlando as a road underdog, though, 1-8 this year, giving up 118 points against. And the Sacramento Kings only been a favorite at home 4 times. They've been an underdog at home 10 times. And when they're a favorite, they average 118 points. Okay, look at this. It's good to know because Orlando gives up 118. So do the math, right? So 236. So, hey, maybe we got a 236 number here. Give me the over tonight, guys. I like the over tonight, Kings and Magic. Magic has many injuries. Amar? Okay, let me check that out. Oh, yeah, you're right. Fournier's injured. That's a big one. Gordon, yeah. Gordon's been out for a while, though, hasn't he? Yeah, he's been out like 5 games. Fournier. Evan Fournier? Evan Fournier, yep. Didn't play the last 3 games. I guess he got hurt in that Chicago series, right? Yeah, it's but you know what? They kept it close with Golden State yesterday. 111, unless that was garbage time. I was in the La La Land when that game happened, so I don't know what the ending was like. But I do like the over here tonight. All right, the last game of the night. Man, a lot of games here. What, 10 games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. 11 games. All right, Cleveland taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Now, Portland minus 3-point home favorite. The over-under at 221. The forecast gonna lean with the Cavaliers, an upset. You know what? Portland's in a good letdown spot. Big emotional win last night against the Sixers. Now, maybe they're taking Cleveland a bit lightly. Cleveland coming in here off a loss to Denver, 133-95. People are going to look at that score, right? The old Janet Jackson song, "What Have You Done For Me Lately?" Well, you lost last game. And the way the mindset works of the general public is that you'll look at last game and say, oh, you know what? They lost to Denver, so, take Portland. Portland coming off a win against Philly. Your classic letdown spot, sucker trap game of the night. Give me the Cleveland Cavaliers +3 tonight, guys. I think this is a nice spot here for the Cavaliers. And we're getting, 113 to 112. Let me just take a look at the injury report here. Kevin Love, he's still out. Nat's still out. Zach Collins still out. CJ McCollum, Nurture. Yeah, you know what? I do like, but the only thing is, and this is my big concern, my rules of streaks, right? I wouldn't go crazy on this game. Cleveland's on ATS losing streak, 5 straight up losses, but I think they're in a good spot here tonight, in a letdown spot. Portland's in a classic letdown spot. And as let me see here. They got the Clippers on deck, and they got Dallas on deck. 2-8 in the last 10, straight up and against the number. History's not on their side here tonight, but this is basically throw out all the analytics, throw out everything. This is situational handicapping and a hunch. Sometimes you got to have a hunch, right? And my hunch is telling me that Cleveland is the play here today. Sharpen the dart and let's go. I agree. Is the over in Kings game one of your premium plays? No. Let me just we'll get to hockey in just a few seconds here. I just want to take a double check on something. No, it's not. No, Portland at home, nothing special. I agree. Okay. Love the show. Great information. Bo knows. Thanks, Bo. I think all right, guys, that's the NBA. Let's go to the NHL. Only a couple of games on deck here tonight. Now, let's take a look at the NHL. Again, like last night, the NHL was the first night. The only 3 times underdogs won the night, right? Now, going into this one, I'm going to check who the starting goalies for Boston and New York. Also, guys, don't forget, check out hockeypicks.com. This is one of other of my sites, Hockey Picks. And what you can do here is you make your hockey selections. And this is a great site. You got a lot of great handicappers. I'll come and make my my picks. Actually, I'll do them right now. I like Boston. And you know what? No, I'll keep it a surprise right now. But hockeypicks.com, great site. A lot of great hockey handicappers there. I call it the Twitter of hockey. You can go and follow other people, and then you can have your list of people, and you can compare your picks with the guys you're following. It's absolutely awesome. Boston, 175 price tag. Now, the more Boston keeps winning, the more their value is going to go up, right? I had them listed at minus 174. So right there at fair market value for the Boston Bruins, plus 155 for the Rangers, and we had them at plus 162. So fair market value for both these teams. Rangers they're hurting right now. And looking at the starting goalie, Igor Shesterkin tonight and Yaroslav Halak are getting the nod between the pipes. Chance of winning, the percentage play does favor the Rangers at 67%, 76% chance of this game going over the total. That's mostly because you can see right here, the last 4 games for the Rangers have gone under the total. The Rangers scoring goals has been an issue, only averaging 2 goals in their last 3 games and 2.6 the last 5. The Bruins are looking like the old Bruins of old, right? Not missing a beat without the Big Z back on defense. But Big Z is doing well in Washington. Boston, they are 5-3 on the road, 3-5 to the under. And for the Rangers, 3-5 at home, 2-6 to the under. I know a lot of points. Everything's pointing under, but I think if you're playing this one here tonight, I think the over is where I'd be leaning so far. But there's no way I'd take the Rangers here. I just Boston's too. I got too much respect for the Bruins. I do like the over here tonight. Let me see some of the Boston Bruins stats. Road teams in NHL, like everything's coming under. That's the problem, right? If you're betting NHL right now, everything is coming under the total. That's the problem. We're in a big bear market for the over for the NHL totals. I wouldn't even touch totals probably. 3-9 to the under for the Rangers this year. Maybe the bookmakers got to start. I haven't seen the 5. And you know what's amazing in hockey? I've only seen 6.0 as a total 3 times this year. Everything's been 5.5 and 6.5, right? Gonna have to really analyze that. How come, that's, the bookmaker doesn't want no pushes this year. He wants to make his money. And, the bookmakers don't want to give out any pushes, right? That's why you're seeing 5.5 and 6.5. You're welcome, Larry. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. Blues line is crashing. Last I saw, you might be able to get a cheap price. You know what? Let's talk about that. Here's St. Louis is one of my premium picks here tonight. I love the St. Louis Blues here tonight. A couple reasons. Number one, let's take a look at the line value. I got the Blues at -147. Bookmakers have got them down now to 137. Let me take a look at the latest line here on tonight's game for the Blues. Hopefully we're not singing the Blues tonight when they better be winning. St. Louis -130 now. Okay, so money's coming in. Same thing, -132. Chance of winning favors St. Louis. Now, the last time these two teams played, Arizona scored with a second left and won in overtime, right? Blues on a 2-game lose streak. Blues are looking a lot like Dallas right now. Let's take a look at their lineup. Let's go to the St. Louis Blues lineup. All right, St. Louis. So, anybody out that I should worry about? Tyler Bozak's been out a while. Tarasenko's been a huge his shoulder, right? Without him, that really hurts. Perron's been all right. Braden Shen's been good. Bennington's probably going to be between the pipes tonight against Kemper. So, no, I do like St. Louis here tonight, guys. This is going to be the 5th game in a row. You believe that? Look at this. Arizona, 1, 2, 3, 4. And every game's been at Arizona. Man, they must be tired. It's like a playoff game. No wonder Arizona's winning. They're getting all the home ice advantage. And they're getting last line change, right? That's huge in hockey. If coaches want a line juggle and you got the last line change, man, then you can take your top line and get away from the other team's checking line. That's huge, right? Thank you. I've been following you for it. I keep rolling. All right, guys. Streakcatcher.com. I'm going to make my top play of the night. This here, if you go to this website, streakcatcher.com, not street. We had one guy go to street yesterday, but no, streak, STREAK, streakcatcher.com. Make one play a day and follow the top streakers. And if we can get everybody on the channel to start playing here, make one pick a day, eventually somebody's going to get on a nice 10-0 run, and we're going to ride that pick. So here's my top play today, guys. This is my premium pick that I give each and every my customers. I'm going to the San Antonio Atlanta Hawk game. I'm going under the total tonight, under 225.5. That's my premium pick. Last night was Boston. Give me the Atlanta Spurs, Atlanta Hawks under the total. That's my top play tonight, guys. And the fact that I put in a Streakcatcher, that's how I show that that's my top play, right? Because I can only put one play, and then that's my credibility on the line. So that's why I put in my top play right there. All right, guys. Any questions before we sign off here? It's 3:08 Eastern. Again, I'll be back here on Saturday at 11 a.m. I won't leave you guys hanging here. I'll be here on weekends. Where else am I going? Hey, walk the dog. And, oh, yeah, Rusty. I promised a guy I'd bring on Rusty for one of the shows here. Hang on. Rusty. Here, Rusty. Here, Rusty. Here, buddy. All right. Come here. Up. Oh, he's sorry. Up. Yeah, this is Rusty. This is Rusty, my black lab. Great dog. Anybody who has labs knows they're nuts, right? So there you go. I wanted to show. Somebody asked me to put Rusty on the show on Friday, so I made sure I brought Rusty on the show. Rusty the lab. All right, guys, we'll be back here on. Also, for those interested, we're running a flash sale right now. If you go to atsstats.com, we lowered our prices now. A full 1 year membership is $99 now. It was $249, and now it's $99. You get the full rain report. You get all access to the site. Only $99, and hopefully you guys will take advantage of that. It'll be good come NFL and baseball season. You want the rain report for baseball season, that's for sure. All right, guys, hockeypicks.com. Put in your hockey picks, and make sure you put in one pick a day at streakcatcher.com. And I will be back here tomorrow, 11 a.m., along with Rusty. And hopefully you guys will be back. And in the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. Folks, we'll see you back here tomorrow on the Rain Report.